Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Today I have with me Sumit Peer again, and we are going to talk about Congress's hatred towards BJP. Perhaps feeling buoyed by their victory in Karnataka, they are doing some unbelievable stuff in the upcoming elections to different states. They are giving promises that they know for sure they cannot hold. To understand all this and more, let's welcome our guest of the day, Sumit Peer. Sumit ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskar, Srisha. Pranam to you. Vanakkam to all and sadhuval to all.
Same to you, sir. Sumit ji, I just want to read a statistic. You know, this new thing that they did, they tried to make it look like the Sengol was not part of history and they got egg on their faces. And it doesn't seem to stop them. They keep wanting to lie and lie and lie more. I'll give you an example. There are 270 eminent people that have written to the, it's an open letter to all citizens of India. 88 retired bureaucrats, 10 ambassadors, 100 retired armed forces officers, and 82 academicians. कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं? Right? So, itna dvesh kyun? And just read what they have promised to Telangana people in their manifesto. Unbelievable, even as they have been found cheating on their promises in Karnataka. Please go ahead, sir.
Sabse pehle, namaskaram, sir. It's a very important subject and topic which we have picked up today. And it is important to know what is happening and what are the real designs behind it. What is the real intention behind it? So, even for example, if we start from this Telangana thing, blatant appeasement of the minority community has crossed the epitome. Now we are talking of it going beyond the skies. It is going possibly to Andromeda. For example, there will be hospitals which will be only made for Muslims. So if you're a Hindu, you're a Sikh, you're a Christian, you cannot be treated in that hospital. You cannot go to that hospital. So I don't know which part of the constitution, where in the IPC or the provisions which can enable you to do this with taxpayers' money, because at the end of the day, it is not your grandfather's money. It is the taxpayers' money. So when the taxpayer is money, is there a Hindu money? Is there a Muslim money? Is there a Sikh money? Is there a Isai money? And there is no, I don't want to get into it, but there is no secrets here. Who are the maximum taxpayers? Who pay maximum to the taxes, right? It's an open secret. Everybody knows that. It is the Hindu community, right? You're the 85% by number. Even by simple logic of mathematics, you're more contributing to it. So with your money, a hospital will be built where, Sri sir, imagine you cannot go in, right? Second thing, the Muslim kids will be given 20 lakh rupees of loan. 20 lakh rupees of loan to pursue higher education. I'm a Hindu. What about my child? All my life I have paid taxes. What is the sin my son or my daughter has done? Why he or she cannot be entitled to this loan of 20 lakhs? Either it should be all, it should be for none. It doesn't stop here. Point number 3, which you find more baffling, electricity and utility bills will not be for mosques and churches. So if you're a temple, you will have to pay the electricity bill. Whatever your money comes, that will go to the government, right? And that money will be used in some states to pay the salaries of imams. And their electricity will be free. But here you're a Hindu and it's a Hindu temple. So your money has to go to the government. Your pujaris will not pay a salary. You will have to pay your utility bills. We as Hindus have no problem in paying utility bills. Hame koi farak nahi padta. We can pay anything. You know, the richest shrines in the world belong to us. Sri Tirupati Balaji is the richest shrine in the world. And with pride I'm saying that, and my heart swells with pride when I say that. And this should be the way. Sri Mata Vaishno Devi is the second richest shrine in India after Sri Tirupati Balaji. And we will have one more Sri Tirupati Balaji coming up in Jammu. And there are numerous such things in India. So we are not begging for anybody for money. We don't need anybody's money. My problem is that my mandir, my temple is not given free, is discriminated. Why a mosque or a church will be given free electricity? Not only that. So this is point number 3. I come to point number 4, which is more baffling. Now Muslim youth will be given loans for entrepreneurship. If you're a Muslim youth, if you want to do an entrepreneurial venture, you will be given a loan of 20 lakh rupees. So with that, you can start a venture. Now, if you're a Hindu, you're a majority community, you will be discriminated. If you're a Christian, you will be discriminated. If you're a Parsi, if you're a Jew, if you're a Sikh, you will be discriminated. Anyway, Hindus come the last. When it comes to Hindus, then you will break them up into, Dalits, Kshatriya, Shudra, Brahman, then you will say Telangana. then you will say Andhra, then you will say Linga, Vokalinga, Gowda. It's the classical example of divide and rule. Divide the Hindus, unify the Muslim vote, give them special freebies. We have seen in Karnataka how Muslims voted one side. Even JDS could not understand where did his vote bank or the vote base evaporate. It went to Congress and that played the game, but that's okay. We have no problems. My problem is with this blatant discrimination. My problem is which law of the land, which provision of the Constitution, which provision of the IPC, which provision of the, any precedence in the Supreme Court or High Court or any judgment gives you the liberty to discriminate openly against Hindus. This is where the problem is. How long and how far can you go with the Muslim appeasement? That is where the problem is. How long and how far can you go using this for your electoral benefits? That is where the problem is. This is one part of it. Now, if you come to the second part of it, which you mentioned, Sengol. Now, I was in a couple of TV debates, Sri sir. You will be baffled. I'm amused. My brains are boiling. The kind of arguments I'm hearing on the national TV. These people are pretending as if Sengol is nothing. There's nothing. Kya hai ye? And one of the Congress spokesperson, she was me on the panel. She acted totally ignorant. I told her, look. And she said, how do I know what is Sengol about? I showed her a picture. If you want, I can still show it. I think it will be somewhere in my phone. I just need to take it out.
While you do that, viewers, can you please like this video? We need to have as many of you watch it as possible, because there are a lot of new things that we are going to reveal here that perhaps you will not get in any other media. And it is our responsibility to educate you to the truth, to point to the truth. Much of that is being suppressed today. So please like this video. He's ready now. Go back, sir.
Sir, this is Chola, right?
This is Chalukya. Not even Chola. This is Chalukya. This is Andhra. Yeah.
Yeah, 8th century BC. You can see Lord Nataraja, Hamsal Mahadev carrying the Sengol.
Yes.
Now, this is an imaginary thing. What are we talking here? My problem is, sir, when it comes to Bhagwan Shri Ram, you say he's a Kalpanik Patra. He's a mystical character. Then you say, Bajrang Bali ke Bhakt, we're devotees of Lord Hanuman. Arey bhaiya, if Lord Shri Ram is a Kalpanik Patra, which you have given in an affidavit in the Honorable Supreme Court of India, then Hanumanji is a comical character. Then you don't know about this. Now this Sengol becomes in a Allahabad museum, Sri sir, it is kept as a walking stick of Pandit Shri Jawaharlal Nehru. That is what the label says, walking stick. Now how many walking sticks have the Nandi on it? Nandishwar on it? No. And how many walking sticks are given for the transfer of power? This is what it is written. Golden walking stick of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Is there a more demeaning insult you can do to the Hindu faith, to the Tamil culture, and to the Devadidev Mahadev Bhagwan Shiv Shankar? Answer is no. And this was done per purpose. It's not Nehruji did not know it. Adinams went there. They blessed him. They told him what it is about. They did all the mantrocharan. They told him what is the relevance. And if a person like me, who is nobody, who knows what is the relevance of this is the Ashirvadam of Devadidev Mahadev himself. And the Ashirvadam of Devadidev Mahadev is kept in Allahabad Museum. It was supposed to be kept in the temple of democracy, that's the Indian Parliament. The question which I want to ask through your channel, why was Indian Parliament denied Ashirvadam of Devadidev Mahadev? Because the leftist thought was so prevalent. The leftist culture was so prevalent. The Lutyens culture was so prevalent. Lutyens and Baker were the two names going around. And this was seen as orthodox, old-fashioned, rhetorical, Hindu, some tradition. So isko bhaiya ek museum mein dal do, keep it in some museum and forget it. Now, when Prime Minister Modi is trying to get the pride back, is trying to get this divine thing back, is trying to get the Ashirvadam of Mahadev, Bhagwan Shiv Shankar Shambhu to the Parliament of India, which will be for the good of 1.4 billion, people of India, not only Hindus, it will be good for everybody. Now you have a problem. And I want to question to your channel, these Tamil Nadu parties who are not coming. Why DMK is not coming? Is not this not a part of Tamil culture? Is not this what you should be proud of? I'm also proud of this culture. This is my culture. I don't believe it is Tamil or Telugu or Andhra. It is my culture. It is my country. What stops you, Mr. Stalin, not to come to Delhi? Isn't that your state? Isn't your culture? Aren't you a Hindu? Isn't Lord Mahadev being worshipped by you? Don't you have the kripa on because of him? That is why you are here. I believe if we are here, or whatever happens by the kripa of Lord Mahakal, is the Lord of time. This is the agony. Now, when this Hindu faith, Hindu culture is being restored, people are started having problems. Now, these Adinams today went to bless Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence around 7 o'clock, just 1 hour, 1 hour from where we are now right now. And Nirmala Sitharamanji was there. They did the mantrochar and they handed over him. Prime Minister took blessings from all of them, gave them that shawl, that saffron shawl, what we call as
Pitambar, yeah.
Correct, Pitambar. So he gave them all. He showed all the respect and dignity. My problem is that if anything has to do with Hindu faith, this is discriminated. Hindu is orthodox. I'll give you 4 examples. Diwali, Are Baba, noise pollution. Holi, water pollution. Jallikattu, cruelty to animals. Basant Panchami, cruelty to birds. Makar Sankranti, this problem. This Raksha Bandhan, oh, don't use peta, don't use leather rakis. Who uses a leather raki or a Raksha Bandhan? Okay, not only that. Now you come to the next part. Now we have Janmashtami, Hindu mobs. Kadwa Chauth, rhetorical. Durga Puja, hysteria. I mean, what is this? Anything to do with Hindus has an environment problem, has a history problem, has a pollution problem, has this problem. And Bakra Eid, where in some parts of the country, the streets go red with the blood, there is no problem. There's no problem. I mean, this is what is happening in this country for so many years. Anything which talks about Hinduism as such, which talks about the Hindu faith as such, which talks about the Sanatana Dharma, which is 1 lakh years old. By science, we are 50,000 years. That seems to have a problem everywhere. And it does not stop here, Shri Sir. They go to any extent. Let me take you through a few examples. Now, our good friends in Congress, they told 10 years back, 11 years back, okay, we need to build a new parliament. It will cost 3,000 crores. And it will take some 7, 10 years, 20 years to build. I mean, usual. Because the cut and commission wala rajniti is on, cut and commission. So it takes a lot of time to settle a lot of things. Now, Shri Sir, what happened? Now the Parliament House...
Sir, Sumit, 1 minute. I'm trying to visualize. बैठ जाइए हम आपके लिए नया पार्लियामेंट बनाएंगे बैठ जाइए please go ahead sir.
That's awesome. So now 3,000 crores 10 years back. Now there's a prime minister who has one USP. He will lay the foundation stone, he will do the inauguration within a span of 5 years. This kind of Rajniti, this kind of politics of development delivered, I call it development delivered, not promised. I can promise anything on this earth and lay a foundation stone, and my grandchildren will give a hisab kitab of that, and your grandchildren will talk to my grandchildren and settle who did what. Then it goes into that, what we call in Hindi, bahi khata. It is lost. It is buried in the time. Now, what this man lays the foundation stone and does the inauguration, so everybody has a problem. Let's take the case of Parliament House, for example. First of all, 3,000 crores 10 years back, it is built around 900 crores now. Tata Projects did the project in 1.5 to 2 years. Now you have a very eminent gentleman like Mr. Ratan Tata, who is the guest of honor. He's a pride of India. I salute him. I love him. He's my inspiration. I mean, he's one of the people I have never met, and if destiny permits, I would like to meet someday and touch his feet. So this is Ratan Tata. No? Good. Now he's the guest of honor. Now this is built after 10 years and one third of the money. Forget the money. First of all, I have been on TV debates. Why do we need a new Parliament House? So we clarified this is how much was paying rent. This is how much we're paying for transport. So in 1.5 years, we'll get the return of investment. That goes second. Now the second part starts. Okay, logically you cannot do anything. Bhaiya kuch nahi hoga. How to now pull back? How to pull back India? We want Lutyens. We want Baker. We want King George V to be there. We don't want a Netaji Subhash Chandra to be near. We don't want a Kartavya Path. We want Rajpath. We want those Lutyens gardens. We don't want this Parliament House. And by the way, there's one technical problem with the Parliament House. The infrastructure is old. The systems are old. It's more than 100 years building. We don't know what is the foundation. Is it earthquake resistant? I don't know. Does it have the state-of-the-art production systems? I don't know. What if there's a parliament attack like from Pakistan? It happened once. What have we learned? Nothing. Okay, some 10-20 police wallahs will give their lives. They will protect people at the cost of their lives. And that is what we learned. Yes, sir, you were saying something.
So, Sumitji, a lot of things cannot be done by the opposition in the new parliament building. You cannot pull the mic out and then destroy it. You cannot rush to the well. There is no well. You have to sit where you are, register your complaint, but do it in a much more civilized, socialized way. I mean, tomorrow BJP could be in opposition. They will have to
Correct.
follow the same rules. I mean, why can't for once think that whatever is being done in the new parliament building, security, for example, making sure that there's enough parking, making sure that you can bring the officers from South Block and North Block closer to the parliament building. Most important thing, Sumitji, every member of parliament will have his or her own office.
Office, correct.
Yeah,
I was coming to that.
The weekdays, I stay in a particular hotel in near Janpat. Wahan par all these MPs will be having their court kachari there.
Correct.
Lunch time from 12 to 3, you can go to this hotel. You will see nothing but Leva Devi going on, listening to some complaint, writing this thing, going. So they needed an office to do all these things. It is being given to you. You don't need to go all the way to that hotel.
Correct.
I mean, itna buddhi to itni. I mean, go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
No, I want to bring one point. These MPs were told an unwritten rule. One of the rooms of your allocated house or a quarter or a flat will become the office. So there is no office. So you have to dedicate one of your drawing rooms becomes the office of the MP. So that way you are liberated. Your karyakartas, your people will not come to your home. They will come to your office. Your home will have the privacy. If you need privacy, I need privacy. Doesn't MP need privacy? If you need an office, he also needs office. How does his drawing room or her drawing room become office? And it's a lady MP. She's living with her kids, with her mother-in-law, father-in-law, or father, mother, whoever. Then somebody is knocking at the door at 1 a.m. Madam, ye problem ho gaya. I mean, imagine people can come at 6 in the morning. If you're from some rural place, people come. And some people expect that I will stay at MP Saab's place. Main Delhi mein to MP Saab ke yahan rukunga. It happens, sir. I've seen. I know some of the people that happens with them. Now, if these things are being done, we have the state of our technology, security, everything. Where is the problem? I'll tell you where the problem is. Now, before to the problem, let's go. What did they do? Now, once this ROI thing business closed, then they went to the Supreme Court. They said, okay, petition number 1. This is not what is in the master plan. Stop the construction of Central Vista. Supreme Court overruled. Ab kya kare? Second time, you have done the change of land use. Again, this is illegal. So they went again there and again lost. Then they went third time. Okay, when the parliament will be built, there will be a lot of pollution in Delhi. So the air will become polluted. Stop it. They said, no, we are not stopping it. Then they went one more time. Okay, it is COVID. How can you bring the parliament house and risk the lives of so many people? Again cost. Then they went again with some more tamasha. Then the last time they went was with, how can the Prime Minister of India inaugurate the parliament? They brought all ethical, legal, technical, moral, all kinds of aspects. But they forgot one thing. Our legal system is based on principle of natural justice. When Supreme Court of India looked at all the aspects, legal, ethical, practical, moral, political, they said, sorry, nothing doing. And be thankful we are not imposing cost on you because you are wasting our time. You have come 7th or 8th time. Now, if 7, 8 times you are going in a road today with that, tomorrow with that, trying to scuttle the process somehow. Now she said the $1 billion question. Problem kahan hai bhaiya? Where is the problem? Problem is this, you don't want on that stone, that stone which will be there. You don't want to see the name Narendra Modi. Because the Narendra Modi's name is not only casted on the stone, but it is also casted on the sands of time. Till time and memorial, till eternity, till next 100, 200 years, we don't know what happens when, you will have Narendra Bhai Modi written there. That is where your problem is. You don't want to see his name there. And to stop that, you can go to any extent, you can scuttle any process. You will talk about mangroves. In our country, we're talking, when the roads were built to the borders, we're talking, oh, what happens to the mangroves? If we cut the trees, what will happen to poor snakes? What will happen to spiders? And what will happen to those chameleons who live there? So if China comes to our country, it's okay, koi problem nahi hai. But we cannot cut the trees. Take a national green tribunal. I want to build a road in Tawang. No. In Tawang, you cannot cut a tree. Mangroves will be disturbed. Arey Baba, China aa jayega. China is okay. China can come here. They can have a coffee and go back. Chinese are our friends. They will have a coffee and go back. But what about mangroves? What about the habitats? What about the snakes? What about the spiders? They are more important than your and my life. They are more important than the national security of the country. That is a but national thing. So this man, they don't want to see his name on the stone. That is what the problem is. Ram Mandir, he did the foundation stone. He will do the inauguration. I'm telling you, Sri sir, predicting right now. When you will see January 2024, they will find some reason here or there they want to go and stop the Ram Mandir. Because why? The problem is Ram Mandir is not a temple. We are building Sri Ayodhya Shri. Sri Ayodhya Shri will have 108 lakes. It will have a space for embassies. It will have cultural theatres. There'll be, live Ramayans. There'll be museums of Hindu history. There'll be multiple temples. There'll be temples dedicated to all the deities. There will be 3 ring roads. We'll have dharamshalas, we'll have hotels, and we'll have 5-star hotels, international airport, railway, state of art, whatever your spending is. Then we'll have cable cars, we'll have these, golf carts connecting, we'll have dedicated corridors. So it's a big thing. 9,000 crores or more than that is what is being planned right now. Eventually the budget will go up, and there will be projects which will be coming with public government participation, PPP model. And all the 4 dhams are connected. Now in 4 dhams, we have the 5G connection. 5G connection is up and running. Now this is where again the problem will come. What is the real problem in Ayodhya? 2, sir, if I can be candid with you. The first problem is inauguration by Narendra Modi. Problem here. Again, same problem of Parliament House. And the main problem which the cabal has, which the left has, which the left liberals have, which there are a lot of people internationally have, that Ayodhya ji will be the 3rd pole in geopolitics. We have Medina, we have Makkah, we have Vatican, and this will be the 3rd pole of geopolitics. And everything is being done to scuttle this, not to have Hindus a bigger, grander place which Hindu can call, this is my tradition, this is my heritage, and let everybody from the world come and see what I am. If I'm saying I'm 1 lakh years old, let come see who I am. I'm not kidding you. I have not written my textbook. My culture is not in a movie. It is live, surviving and kicking, and my roots have to be rock solid. That is why I have survived 1 lakh years. And when I'm showcasing this tradition to the world, what is the biggest threat? A lot of people will reconsider the survivability, and what do Abrahamic faiths bring to the table, right? What do Abrahamic faiths bring to the table? So in that case, you want to stop Ayodhya. You don't want this 3rd pole of geopolitics to come up. That is your whole agenda. So the only way they want to stop is some way have a communal agenda around it, some way have Modi kind of being defamed, some way have BJP defamed. For example, I'll give you one more example. Now recently we were told, I've seen Khadi and everybody, near Mahatma Gandhi's statue in Parliament holding placards. Save SBI, save LIC. Modi ji ne paisa loot liya. He has given to his friend Adani. Adani has looted the people. Adani has done this. Now Adani is back into 20 billionaires of the world. Adani's shares have gone up. Adani's stake, profitability is up. LIC and SBI recorded the highest ever profits in this inception in the last quarter. So if Adani has siphoned the money from SBI and LIC, how did this record profit come through? Who paid them the money? But in this fiasco, Sri sir, you will appreciate one thing. A lot of small investors lost a lot of money. For Mr. Adani, he'll be back to top 20, he'll be back to top 10 or top 5. It's a matter of time. But a lot of small guys like me and a lot of people watching them are small investors. They lost a lot of money in the purpose. So when it comes to their political gains, they don't mind hitting Modi. They don't mind hitting country. They don't mind hitting people like you and us. Modi virod mein wo desh virod kab karte hain? While they are opposing the Modi, when do they oppose the country? They don't know the red line. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi has come with a new slogan. मैं जाऊंगा नहीं, मैं नया पार्लियामेंट जाऊंगा नहीं और किसी को जाने भी नहीं दूंगा. Because he cannot go, is disqualified. So he's saying, मैं जाऊंगा नहीं और किसी को जाने भी नहीं दूंगा. So I'll not let anybody go because I'm not going there. How can you go? अरे ये गलत बात है ना तुम्हारी. How can you go? So this is what is happening. I want to ask these leaders, these boycotting parties, one question. Today you are boycotting the parliament. Good, very good. Tomorrow when the session starts, will you boycott? Why don't you resign and leave? Why don't you resign? So if the tomorrow session starts, you will go. Have you given up your Sarkari bungalow? No. Will you not take your office? No. Will you return your free air tickets? No. Will you return your development fund? No. Will you resign from your seat? No. Will you not attend the parliament? No. When you will come to Delhi, will you not get a protocol? No. We'll get a protocol. Will you not get a free car? No. We'll get. Won't you use all the facilities of happy? No. We will. But today for tamasha and to put down India and to put down my country, look it ugly, make it look like a divided house, you can go to this extent. Your political virod, your political opposition is bringing down the stature and aura of my country and you are okay with it. And sir, you are the elected representatives of the goddamn country. You are our elected representatives. And this is what is happening here. I mean, you can have differences with BJP, but when it comes to national unity, when it comes to Hindu faith, why there is allergy? I want to question this. Why you are allergic to the Ashirvadam of Mahadev, Devadidev Mahadev? Why you are not happy the pride of Mahadev and pride of Sanatan is installed there? What is your problem with Yajna? What is your problem with the Adinams? What is your problem with Shiva? What is wrong? What the heck is going on? Anything that is Hindu seems to have a problem. Anything that talks of Sanatan seems to have a problem. I mean, you are even saying, why does the vaccine has written, Sarme Santu Niramaya, let the world be disease free. You even have a problem with that. We are praying, let the world be disease free. Usme bhi takleef hai. Kyun hai bhaiya? What is the problem? This is the reality, sir. This is what is happening here. How was it built in 1.5 years? How was it built in 1/3 the cost? How come we went 8-9 times to Supreme Court? We could not stop it. How will Modi lay the foundation stone? How will he take the credit? How will the pride of Lord Shiva and Ashirvadam of Lord Shiva be installed? How will the Tamil pride make its way into the parliament, which should have been done, 50-70 years back? And I told them one thing. I told them everything happens by the itch of Lord Mahadev. He gave it to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. But Mahadev ki ichha nahi thi. Lord Shiva did not want him to install this. So he waited for the Modi who was possibly not born at that time. There was a boy who was born in Gujarat. He was selling tea on a railway platform. And Mahadev had destined him to do this and put his Ashirvadam in the parliament. Nobody can stop him. It is his wish. No else Nehruji had in his hand. He chose not to do it. And Adinams told him, what is this about? Adinams told him, why is it important? They told him the history of it. Still, Nehru chose not to do it. Now, if Modi is destined to do it, don't cry. Don't cry. Worship, salute, and do Ashtang Pranam to Mahadev, and still be lucky that you are a part of history in making, which my future generations, your future generations will never be a part of. This is the reality of life. This is the story of India, sir.
Thank you, Sumit ji. And viewers, couple of small things. Please like this video. And I'll tell you why I would like you to like this video. Do you see the amount of research that Sumit ji has done? And it's not by accident. We are doing a lot of work in the back rooms, making sure that we bring all to the table, all the data we have on a particular topic, so that when you come and listen to a video on PGurus, you are completely enriched by the time you are spending there. Because no matter what, things are moving faster, but you still have only 24 hours in a day. You still have to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day, depending upon your preference. So time has become more critical. Therefore, we would like you to spend your time on watching PGurus channels. And may I request that you also subscribe to our channel. What we are finding out today is that only 1 in 2 of you are subscribing to our channel. Imagine today we are at 280,000 subscribers. If all of you who have not subscribed, that is right now I have about close to 2,000 people watching the program. That means about 1,000 of you have not subscribed to this channel. Imagine if you do that today, and imagine if this thing happens for another 30 days. Anybody who comes and watches PGurus program, and if you have not subscribed, ends up subscribing, we'll be hitting a goal of 500,000 in no time at all. We would like to do that because what happens is we don't seek any advertising. If you look at it, no product placement in our programs. We are completely dependent on advertising revenues from the social media platforms. And the more subscribers we have, the more traffic, ergo more advertising revenue, ergo more money that we can spend doing better research to give you more matter-of-fact data. So thank you once again, viewers, for your great support. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell button for notifications. Now, let's take a quick look at what happened in the Supreme Court. These guys didn't stop there. They went to the Supreme Court to say that only president shall inaugurate the building. Please go ahead, Sumit ji.
Sir, the Supreme Court, there was a big tamasha. First, the tamasha was why president is not inaugurating the building. Now, there have been instances where Sonia ji and Rahul Gandhi have laid the foundation stones of various, legislative buildings. Now, Sonia ji is the chairperson of UPA. She was not the prime minister. Somebody says she was the prime minister with the remote control, but that is a different issue. वो कभी और बात करेंगे. So we are not talking about a remote control here. Now, incidentally, the accidental prime minister, or some movies have been about Dr. Manmohan Singh. Now, you have read Rajiv Gandhi ji did the extension of the parliament library. There have been various instances in Telangana and other states where the chief ministers have done it. Where when Nehru ji kind of inaugurated a lot of buildings, it was done by Prime Minister Nehru. If you look at today, look at any scheme, look at any university, 90% of them will have a name of Rahul Gandhi, some Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. So India had presidents all the time, India had governors all the time. Why 90% of the schemes and 90% of the buildings have a name of a Gandhi? So where all other people are irrelevant. So with this cause, they went to the Supreme Court. Oh, how Modi can invite and all. The Supreme Court was very clear. It is his right to inaugurate. There is no ethical, moral, practical, or anything in the law by which we can prevent him from inaugurating that. And you are lucky we are not imposing cost on you because you are wasting our time. You have come 8th or 9th time with these small knickknacks to stop or scuttle the process. Now, is it untrue, Shri Sir? Kapil Sibal Sahab went to Supreme Court. He said, Arey Baba, ye Ram Mandir ka decision about the Ram Mandir, can you give after the elections?
Yes.
He went to the Supreme Court. Election will be disturbed by this. Now you tell me, you go to the Supreme Court and say Bhagwan Shri Ram was a kalpanik patra, was an imaginary character. You have given an affidavit on that. It is not what I am alleging. You have given an affidavit on that. And when it comes to the time, you say, Hum Bajrangbali ke Bhakta were devotees of Lord Shiva. And Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, last time Gujarat elections, he was a devout Kashmiri Pandit. He used to wear tribund on his forehead. He used to wear jenu. He used to wear Murudrakshi mala, and he was doing temple hopping. He used to say 13, 14 temples in a day, and he was become very devout Hindu. Then after the Gujarat elections, we did not see that avatar of Rahul Gandhi. What happened to Dattatreya, Kol, Brahman, Kashmiri Pandit, Shiv Bhakt, Tribundadari, and all the things, and that fancy dress. Sorry, I don't want to, I have great faith in Hinduism and the dress, but for him it's the fancy dress. It might be our dress, it might be close to our heart, it might be part of our blood and so on, but to him it was his fancy dress. What happened to that fancy dress? After Gujarat elections, we didn't see that. So if you are a Tribundari, if you are a real devotee, how do your attire and your things only come up in the time of election, right? How do they only come in an election? Are you trying to befool the Hindus? Now, Sengol, you are saying is the walking stick. यार कुछ और बोल देते. You could have said something is a historical relic or something. Give it dignity. You are saying it's a walking stick. Goddamn walking stick of Pandit Nehru. Golden walking stick of Pandit Nehru. This is the dignity we get as Hindus. This is the dignity of our Lord Shiva. This is what you must have read. And every inauguration was done by you. Every scheme runs under Gandhi name. Everything happens on your head. For the first time, when the Ashirvadam of Mahadev is entering the parliament, aapko takleef ho rahi hai. Your stomach is itching. Why? Because that leftist thought that anything which is foreign, anything which is British, anything which is colonial is great. That is what was happening. Once Prime Minister Modi went with a suit and with a coat and a trouser, you called him suit boot ki sarkar. Now the same Prime Minister Modi auctioned the suit for 4.3 crores, but he said the new president of Kurta Pajama, and it has become an international trend. The same Modi can galvanize crowds everywhere in the world. He can get 20,000 people in a place like Australia and get more crowd than a rock star, which the Australian Prime Minister says Modi ji is the boss, and the leader of the opposition says, I'm jealous. I'm jealous looking at the crowds. This is what it is. Now let me tell you, the most converted religion in Russia is Hinduism. Sir, Hinduism. South America, Hinduism. A lot of celebrities in America are converting to Hinduism because I have been always telling, I've been vocal and I want to die saying it, I don't care. Why a lot of people are against Hinduism? Why this Hindu phobia is talked? Because once people know and reveal the power of Sanatana, Abrahamic faiths will be in question because we are the only ones who talk from economy to ecology in the same breath. So you were saying something.
Yeah, Sumitji, a couple of things I wanted to touch upon. You brought Mahadevji, and viewers, I have a small question for you. I'm going to recite a couple of lines from Shivashtakam. The first three people who will get the name of the writer who wrote this Shivashtakam, we will mention it and we'll honor you by mentioning your name on the podcast, on the live hangout. Trigunam Trigunakaram Trinetyancha Triyayudham. Trigunam Trigunakaram Trinetrancha Triyayudham. Trijanma Papa Samharam Eka Vilvam Shivarpanam. A Vilva ka jo pata hota hai na, that leaf of the vilva, that's so stretched that every time you do puja to Lord Shiva, you get three janma papa samharam. For 3 janmas, whatever pap you have done, that can be erased. So who wrote this? So this is the question for our viewers. So another thing is you said about Russians converting to Hinduism. There's a very strong reason for this, Sumitji. Many of the Central Asian and also languages like Russian, these are very strong derivatives of Sanskrit.
Correct.
The mool bhasha is Sanskrit. Even the worst English liker will still say, if you do full research, because English, German, French, Spanish, all these languages came from Latin. Latin came from Sanskrit. We can prove it. You know why? In Sanskrit, you have Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, meaning singular, dual, and plural. Dodo Ram, Dodo Sita, right? Same thing in Latin. Latin grammar has 1 Rama, 2 Ramas, and many Ramas.
Correct.
So this is very, very clear indication that we were the leaders in terms of expression, right? So there is no surprise that the world is looking towards and turning towards Sanatana Dharma. See, these communist people, I tell you, their president, their whatever, the general secretary, the top post, you know who selects them? China does, not these guys.
Yes.
These are jokers.
Absolutely. Even I'll tell you one thing, sir. In China, if you're a Christian...
One second. Adi Shankara is correct. Geeta Sudarshan, three people said that. Absolutely right. 1 minute. Just I want to show it again. Kamesh Panch, Murali Iyer. Yes, Adi Shankara was the one who wrote that. In his 32 years, God, how many things he wrote. Please go ahead.
How many things? Sir, I wanted to touch on 2 things. One is that one thing slipped my mind. I will come to the second. One thing is that, when you talk about Shivism, I am seeing a very concerted effort. There are 2 places of Shivism in the whole of India, in the whole of world, which are epitome of Shivism: Tamil Nadu and Kashmir. Kashmir is destroyed. 80-90% of it is done. You can see those thousands of year Shiva temples. You can see the Amarnath where the linga is made out of, falling water droplets. I've been there, so I've seen it 3 times. So it's a magic which the science cannot explain. How is it made? And there are those thousands of years old temples in Srinagar, Kashmir, everywhere in mountains and all. Now you have seen how systematically it was eroded and how systematically a lot of effort is being to preserve whatever is left. I think next on the agenda is Tamil Nadu, where it will be very carefully done. Now this rise of Shivism, this rise about the glory of Mahadev, that is why they are objecting this. That is why Adinams are being objected. That is why Sengol is being objected. That is why they are questioning the Sengol. That is why Sengol is told as a walking stick. Don't see it as a simplistic problem. It's a problem which has a much bigger manifestation. The manifestation is to divide and rule Hindu society. You are a Shivite, you are a Vaishnavite, you are this, you are that, Voka, Linga, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Dalit, all that. No, divide Yadav, Kurmi, Jat, Punjabi Jat, Kashmir, all kind of things are being done. Now, when this unification happens of the Hinduism across the plethora, you will see problems will be cropped up. You will see issues will be brought up. And the problem with Modi is, what they see the problem with Modi, the world, he's a brand ambassador of Hinduism. If we talk of Hinduism and Hindutva, if somebody has emerged from his roots, and he is not the one who has this Harvard or Ivy League degree or anything. He's a person who has grown from the ground and become one of the tallest leaders in the world and top 5 by any means or any day. So now, how could this normal person who was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth, who didn't get Western education, who did not go to a convent school so-called, and who's a devout Hindu and he wears his religion on his sleeve, how can he become a leader? How can you be in the fraternity of the world leaders and wear a kurta pajama? That is the problem. How do American surveys rate you higher than Biden? That is the problem. Why you are a devout bhakt of Lord Shiva? Why you don't have anything in the Navaratris and you talk proudly about it? Why I am on my vrat? Why do you do a sadhana in Kedarnath? No, these and on the contrary, you have some people who are in the fancy dress competition in elections. So this sharp contrast between the two is what is irking a lot of people. Restoration of Hindu faith, restoration of Hindu pride is irking a lot of people. This unification of Hindus is irking a lot of people because they wanted to divide and rule and win. These people should keep on fighting among themselves and we'll consolidate the minority community vote, and that is how we'll win. Why people are looking to Hinduism? What are we doing to replenish the earth? Possibly nothing. But we as Hindus, we worship all the elements of the universe. We know how important they are. Now, if somebody is trying to bring this to the mainstream, you have a problem. For example, I give you, Khadi was a dying industry, sir, in India. It was almost gone. Gone, finished. This kurta, my this jacket, this is all Khadi. I wear Khadi. 90%.
I wear Khadi also. I have a couple of jackets in Khadi. Yes.
90% of my clothes are Khadi. Now, this Khadi was gone. I will be very honest. Neither my father told me what is Khadi, neither my mother told me. Nobody bothered. Gaya. Used to wear this polyester and all this fancy clothes and all that. Then Modi ji came and he said, "Bhai, I request you once to have at least one dress in your wardrobe." We said, "Okay." Modi ji ne bola, let's get one dress. Then eventually we discovered the power of Khadi. Now Khadi is a multi-billion-dollar industry and making money and getting exported in the world. I'll tell you one more place. There is another very concerted effort going on in this country. There's the concept of temple economy, temple ecosystem, where temple was the epitome and the center of a lot of things, your economy, your learning, your everything. So systematically, if you start, dismantling these, if you start dismantling this temple ecosystem, it kind of affects the economy, ecology, faith, religions, continuity of religion, continuity of beliefs, and erodes the spirituality. That is also being done through this virtue. So these are very steady efforts which are going on. For example, I'll give you an example. When this Kashi Vishwanath corridor was built, I think some 800, 900 crores was spent on that. A lot of people started questioning, oh, why are you building this? What is the ROI and all that? Now you will be amazed to know, Kashmir, 1.65 crore tourists. Goa, 3.5 crores, I believe. Kashi, 10 crore. 100 million tourists have visited Kashi, and most of these tourists are in-house tourists. We are not depending on foreign tourism. The foreign tourists which came to India last year were 6.9 million, 70 lakhs only. Just 10 crore people have visited Kashi after the corridor. It was just around hardly a year back. That is the power which temple economy and the temple ecosystem can build. That is the power what these things can build. So you are somehow trying to stop this. How do you stop this? You have to stop a person called Modi, and that is half of your job is done. This is what it is done. These are the practical problems which the country is facing right now. Now, when the government of India talks, we'll restore all the temples across the world. Wherever there's a Hindu temple, we'll restore it. And this is a part of our culture. This is a part of our pride. This is our life and blood. Why we should not restore it? That's the question I ask. Why we should expect somebody in Cambodia to restore Angkor Wat? It's not part of his culture. It is not part of his pride. When we are setting the textbooks right, why some people have problems? When we are calling invaders the invaders, why some people have problems? I'll give you an example. Sir Somnath ji, we know it's a Mahalingam and Somnath ji. When this Ghazni came, he wanted to break the Shivalingam. And the priest told him and the king told him, look, we are ready to give you 1 crore. 1 crore Swarna Mudras. You want money? Take the money and go away. You're here for money. That is what we are told, right? They came here for money. They were looking for money. No. You know what did Muhammad Ghazni say? Muhammad Ghazni told, and the day of Qayamat, when Allah will ask me, were you a Budh Farosh or Budh Shikan? Budh Farosh means who trades a Budh. Budh means a, what we call as an idol. Budh Shikan means who breaks it. Shikan means break. So I want to be called as Budh Shikan. He rejected 1 crore Swarna Mudras. He rejected the offer and did what he had to do. So this myth that they had come to loot here, they were looking for money is all crap. They were all coming for 𝙤𝙬 in here. They were all coming to erode Sanatan here. They were all coming for that. Otherwise, if he was a looter, he got the money, he should have looted. What was his name? But today, see the pride of Lord Mahadev. See the kripa of Mahadev. What is the plight of Ghazni today? What is the plight of Somnath today? Do a Google. Anybody can do a Google and find what is Ghazni today, what is Somnath today. You will be proud of yourself. How much of we were the people who invented the surgery, right? We were the people who invented the plastic surgery. We were the people who invented the medicine. We invented sine tables. We invented zero. We invented trigonometry. And some people say Arabs invented the numbers. I say, huh? Arabs invented the numbers. And let me tell you one more thing. With due respect, I don't want to demean anybody, but when it comes to my country and my faith and my religion, I have to protect it. That is my right, and I will not desist from doing it. You were always talking, Mughals built this, Mughals built this, Mughals, good. If Mughals built everything, why we have not even a structure 1/5 of that, 1/10 of that in Uzbekistan, in whole of Middle East. If there were such big builders, architects, and people who could do wonders, why we don't have one of such structure? 1/10 of it there. Somebody go and do a Google today. I'll tell you one thing. Riyadh in 1950, Riyadh in 1960, Riyadh in 1970, Riyadh in 1980, 80 tak karo. You will see what Riyadh was, and you will see what we were. Our problem is we don't know our history, we don't worry our path, and these political differences, this divide and rule, this caste system is eroding us, is killing us within. And sir, you're saying something.
Sumitji, I want to show you a letter that shows you how secular Congress party is. This was released by them. Just take a quick look at this letter. Can you put up the letter, please? It's coming up. This is tweeted out by Vivek Agnihotri, All India Congress Committee, dated 26th May, that is yesterday. Okay, every name. This is a secular party, right? They have respect for all. Look at the last column. They are mentioning the caste of every person that is mentioned here. What a bloody joke, and what a cruel joke. And look at this is what the Karnataka government is going to be.
Correct. That is what the game plan is, sir. I'm telling you, divide and rule is the game plan. I think couple of days back I tweeted there was a one toolkit out which I had put a mark and some there. How are you going to divide the Hindu society? How are you going to use a Hindu against Hindu? Why these divisions are important? What is important to rule? I had tweeted that. So these toolkits are out in the open, and this is what is being done. And don't see that it is mere disconnect with Modi why you're not going for the parliament. I'm telling you, Sengol is the reason why you're not going for the inauguration of parliament. You don't want to be seen doing that. Your vote banks will be unhappy. Your vote masses will be unhappy. They don't want to see the pride of Lord Shiva. They don't want Adinams. They don't want to see Adinams there. They don't want to see the Vedic chants there. They don't want to see the Yagnya there. They don't want to see the Havan happening there. They don't want to see the Modi ji doing the tilak. And he being bestowed with the power and Ashirvadam of Lord Shiva. That is where the problem is. The real problem is there. The real problem is his name on that stone which says inaugurated by Narendra Modi. That is where the problem is. We wanted the names of Lutyens Baker. We wanted the names of King George V. When Subhash Chandra Bose's statue was to be installed on Kartavya Path, sir, wahan bhi problem thi. What was the problem there? Why do you have the problem there? You're okay with King George V. You wanted to move the Amar Jawan Jyoti from India Gate to the new war memorial, where every day one martyr's wife or a mother is honored. You wanted to move it to a war memorial because who built this? This was built by some King George, somebody 14th or some 5th. He built the India Gate. After World War II or 1971 war, there was no more names on that. So many people died protecting India, and so many people are dying today even protecting our borders. Aren't there martyrs? Let me ask you, Vikram Batra doesn't deserve a name there. Colonel Santosh Babu doesn't deserve a name there. Vibhuti Shankar Dondial doesn't deserve a name there. And then Roy of Gorkha doesn't deserve a name there. Ashutosh Sharma doesn't deserve a name there. I can keep on taking. Hangapan Dada doesn't deserve a name there. Because that thing was filled. Even that we had to fight on TV. Why want this move to our National War Memorial? Because we wanted that, Gorkha, that Firang built relic to be there and to be a part of the history and say. And still, there was one anchor who was saying the best railway station in India was built by British. That's some Victoria Terminal in Bombay and all. I wanted to ask him, and they say, okay, Lal Killa was built by Babur. I said, did Babur get the brick and stone on his horseback from Uzbekistan? What did he carry from Uzbekistan? What was in Uzbekistan? Tell me how many horses did carry brick, mortar, and stone? This is what is happening here. I mean, there are people who paid millions of dollars to get Tipu Sultan's sword back. You know what is written on that in Urdu? Urdu, everybody can read what is written in that in Urdu. But with the Sengol, you have a problem because Nandishwar is Swayam Virajman on there. That is where your problem is. You don't want Nandishwara there. You don't want Shiva to be there. You don't want his legacy and Ashirwad to go. You don't want Hindu culture to go. That is the problem, sir. It is when they are hitting multiple things. We might only get, it's a political virod. Virod is much beyond that. The motives are much beyond that. The targets are much beyond that. The things are much beyond that. that is what is being done. It is not a very simple and vanilla thing. It's not just we will boycott something. Why are you boycotting? Why is it? So I urge the people who are watching this broadcast and wherever this video goes, see the bigger picture, see the bigger design. Don't see it as a political, this opposition only. It is much more than political. There are a lot of forces which are at work, and this is what it is happening, right? So we have to really wake up. We have to think beyond. We have to go beyond, and we have to really see. There are too many dimensions to things. I can keep on going on and on, but we have limitations of time. So, Sri sir, anything else we want to touch upon right
now?
now?
We'll just take a couple of questions if you don't mind, Sumitji. Let's take a couple of questions. Yeah. Bharani Chandar wants to know, Namaskaram, P1, listen to the people from opposition on Sengol, just getting headaches. I can't believe how they twist facts. What is it? What to do with them? He explained this thing. See, this is expression, this is admittance that it is actually Shiv. Mahadev, his blessings is being endowed upon the new parliament building. So we are a Hindu Rashtra. Why do we have to deny that? These are people with screw loose. That's all I can say. Please go ahead, sir. 1 minute.
No, I'm saying, Barniji, Namaskar. Sir, the problem is that why the opportunity which Nehru missed by purpose, by design, by intent, why should this go to a Modi, and why should Modi install the Ashirvadam and Hindu and Sanatan pride in the Parliament of India, though we are 85% Hindus? It's a Hindu Rashtra by practicality. By constitution, we are secular, but practicality, it's a Hindu Rashtra. Nobody can deny it. And let me tell you, sir, I have told this numerous times, and I have no hesitation in admitting this. India will be secular till the time Hindu chooses to be secular. This message should go to everybody, loud, clear, and explicit. I have no hesitation in admitting that. I have said numerous times on nation. Till the time we choose to be secular, we choose. It is not that constitution forces we are choosing to be secular, but everything has a tipping point.
Next question, please. Bharani Chandra again. One said it's a pretext for Modi going to be president from parliament rule, subjugating parliament, and they think Nehru is beyond reproach. See Savarkar as a source of all evil for India.
Bharani Namaskar. There are three things which are happening on that day. First of all, let me, from a Jyotish point of view, Chandal Yoga is ending. Second thing is, there is a gati that the Saturn, Shani is in the right gar. I don't know which gar. Then there is Savarkar Jayanti on that day, that is their kingdom. Adinams are coming, Havan and Vedic chants are happening, that is their kingdom. Modi is installing Ji, that is his kingdom. Then there is Durga Ashtami on that day, that is their kingdom. And there is Ma Kheer Bhavani ka Mahaparva. Ma Kheer Bhavani is in Kashmir. It is the only place in the world where Shakti and Shivlinga are together in a spring. If you can Google it, if you have not, so you can see Kheer Bhavani Srinagar. You can know it's a spring of water where the water changes colors, and with the change of the color of water, you can know if there's a calamity of good times ahead. So these 3-4 important things are happening. It's a Mahamurtam as per some Jyotishas. I'm not expert in that. So this, resilience of Hindus, Sanatan and beliefs is what they cannot fathom. That is where the major problem is.
Maya Jagannathan wants to know, is there no way to stop freebies? Is there no way to stop the nonsense being spewed out by the opposition on Sengol? It is frustrating.
Namaskar, Maya ji. First of all, I would want to see now, Nirmala ji has come with very interesting thing, and she has said that you cannot borrow more than 3% of your state GDP. So there's a ceiling. So you cannot borrow more than 3%. So that is a wonderful step in Nirmala ji, and she's an eminent lady. I have greatest respect for her. And the kind of work she has done in the toughest of situations is fantastic. Point number 2. Now, this frustration about Sengol, what is it? You see, I think in few months down the line, October, November time, there will be also majority of BJP in Rajya Sabha. That point of time, I believe, I have no information. I don't claim I have friends in PMO and I sit and have coffee in PMO, as some of the people claim. And well, I don't know. So there are a lot of legislation, there are a lot of earth-breaking reforms which are going to be passed in that day, because the session is ending and election is near. I'll be very candid. That is the time to bring in a lot of reforms. So they are seeing the tides are turning. For example, see the ordinance which was brought, in Delhi. That was the first sign the tides are turning. Modi ji is now getting into a different gear or a different mode. Now this Sengol, out of nowhere, this came in. right? Now we are seeing these Adinams, we are seeing a lot of things which are all good. I support them fully. Now they are fearing that if the things turn like this, if the Hindu vote gets galvanized, all of these people who are not attending tomorrow, and many of them who even who are attending tomorrow, have no chance. That is why they are trying hammer and tongs, come what may. They're even clutching to straws to somehow scuttle the process and cast aspersions and doubts and bring down the whole process, or even to steal some shame out of it. That is the best they can expect, or the worst case, what they can expect.
Next question, please. Dr. Chetan, thank you so much for your grant donation, and we will strive to do even better. Thank you, RK Rao 100. Thank you so much for your generous donation. Karthikeyan Srinivasan, thank you so much for your generous donation. Again, guys, you are what make us tick. Both of us take great pride in where we are from, and we want to give something back to this great country of Bharatvarsh. That's the only thing that is driving us, literally. There is no motive. Koi uncha hai, koi niche, kuch nahi hai. This is all we strive for. Thank you, Murali, for your generous donation. Rahul Rathod has become a YouTube member. Welcome aboard, Rahul. D. Kamath, thank you so much. That's a very generous donation. I think it's a Devi Kamath. I don't know what the D stands for. Thank you so much, D. RM Jumblendra Modi is no less anti-Hindu than Congress. All Hindus vote and support Ekam Sanatan Bharat in 2024. Thank you so much for your donation. Aapki vichar sun rahe hain. I think Modi ji also is listening. I know for a fact that somebody from PMO very carefully listens to your opinions on PGurus, because we don't take sides. We criticize everybody. And when somebody does good, we say that is also a good thing. So that is the important thing today. In this day and age, noise is completely pervading on the waves. Only some people are objective, data, truth. That's what we are striving to do. Thank you so much. Next, Niladri Chakrabarti. I don't know what. I think Zimbabwe. I think ZAR 350. We are not living in Ramayana era. We are living in the era of emergence. What will India do with this huge uneducated youth, corrupted government system? Flights full of Indian students run to China every year for study and work. Have some shame. Well, go ahead.
Niladri ji, we as a country have lost a lot of opportunities in the last 65 years. We are bringing up a lot of things. For example, I will tell you, from AIMS, we have from 4, we have gone to 22. We have added 55 or 255 more medical colleges. Our seats in the post MBBS, which is called Masters, has doubled. We have a plan that in every district, sir, it will be next 5 years, we'll be implementing it. We'll have a AIMS, we'll have a IM and IIT. Every district will have an engineering college for sure. So we are trying to do this. I have to appeal to one thing, to my brothers, to my friends, whoever you are, wherever you are. There's a saying in Hindi, we have to get this completely out of our mind. If we want our nation, our future generations to be safe and prevail and rule the world. Rule the world is not to collect jizya from anybody. I don't mean that. I is that baap bada na bhaiya sabse bada rupaiya. If you take it out in your mind, money should be in your pocket, not in your head. Just do these two things. Nobody can stop you. Nobody on this earth is इसकी इतनी किसी की औकात नहीं है, दुनिया में ऐसा कोई पैदा ही नहीं हो जो आपको रोक ले. Nobody can. So just remember these two things. And this is the only thing I talk to everybody. If my country lives, I live, my future generations. If my country doesn't survive, we have seen thousands years of 600 years of Islamic invasion and onslaught, 800 years approximately, and 200 years of British rule. I discussed on one of the shows how much wealth did they siphon from us. It is on us. The onus is on us. There are some people like Sri Sarani which are mad, which will go on doing what we have to do, and we will never stop. But if more and more people join the cause, if more and more people start thinking, I just want to start thinking and doing that one right action. Sir, today there are 2 people. And if 1 billion people join us, that is the revolution. That is the revolution we intend to create, nothing else. And we have the capability to.
Yes. Thank you, Hemant Bhai. Next one. Pawan Kishore, thank you so much. Rohtas Chowdhury, Australian dollar. ZAR, by the way, is South African rand. Somebody educated, learn every day, something new every day. Thank you, Vidyasagar, for becoming a YouTube member. Poonam Abhi, thank you so much for your generous gift. If Arabs invented the numbers, why did they write all their languages right to left, but numbers left to right? Okay, now, pull gayi. Poll khul gayi.
Poonam ji, you have hit the nail on the head. That is what I used to say. That is why I told in my this. I said, go to Google. Google real 1950, 1960, 1970, 19, up to 90 kar lo, 90 pe kar lo. Then go to images, click at the images. Images are worth a billion words. Sumit Peer doesn't need to tell you anything. You are smart, you are competent, you are more intelligent than me. You will get all the picture clear. And I asked one question. If these, all the architecture marvels were brought by them, they were so eloquent and good, why don't I see anything 1/100th of there? Why it is all missing there? क्या बात है? कहाँ गया? उड़ गया क्या? गर्मी में पिघल गया क्या? So that is where we are not stupid. We understand and let them know. Nobody carried anything on a horseback. It was built by our money, our men, our wealth, our material, my land, my country. And you were invaders, and that is what the reality of life is. We had our history books written in our favor, but we are getting that right. And I will only urge people for patience. There's a lot of things, a lot of geopolitical compulsions which are being managed and maneuvered around. If God willing, another 2030, you will see a different India at a different stage, at a different level, at a much elevated stature and much confident and much resilient and much powerful. A lot of things would have been cleared by that time. It's work in progress. What I'm happy about, it is work in progress.
And Poonamji, you should watch my videos with Padma Bhushan awardee Dr. Nagaswamy, where he explains how Emperor Ashoka, when he was the governor of Takshashila province, he standardized the scripts. In fact, the right to left script also was given by Ashoka. It's called Kharoshthi. Brahmi was left to right and Kharoshthi was right to left. Even that was given by Ashoka. And Kharoshthi is the basis for Persian, Arabic, Hebrew. Anything you write from right to left. So there is so much that India has given the whole world. We just need to open our eyes. We have done this in our channels. Now many more new subscribers are coming. Please go back and watch Padma Bhushan Nagaswamy's talks with me. I miss him terribly because he's no more. He passed away last year suddenly, and he was writing his last book. He was 93 years old. He was writing his last book. I mean, amazing person. Let's go to the last question next, please. Bangalore Subramaniam Srinivasan became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Bangalore Subramaniam Srinivasan. Kamalakar Rao, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Today we have a lot of traction. MS, 1,000 rupees. Thank you so much. Magnet Ranga, this is absolutely the last question. We are running really late today. Namaskar ji, the British did whatever they did, not justifying what they did. But would you agree that the letdown was more from our own, who could have changed things but never did and never even attempted to? Pride in the nation was never inculcated. Go ahead.
Sir, Rangaji, namaskar. Always a pleasure to get a question from you. The problem was we were not taught the real history. The problem was we were not told about our pride. The problem was there were three things which influenced your life. Your education was, given to Christians. Bollywood was given to Muslims. History was given to leftists. This is where the problem started. It was outsourced to them. They wrote what they wanted to write as per their narrative. I'm not blaming anybody now, but there is never too late to begin. Now we have the power of internet. We have the power of technology. It is because of technology we can talk. So let's encourage this power. We are much stronger, which are much resilient. I will tell you one thing, Ranga sir. That time, if it would have taken us 50 years, today it will take us 15 years. Remember that. 15 saal lagenge, we can turn the tables around. But I just want one thing from all of you. One thing, ek cheez. Start thinking I am the part of the change. I'm not a spectator to the change. I'm the part of the change. I will do my part of the change. I'll do my 1 cent. I'll do my 1 cent and that will be the change. Let me do my 1 cent. Hum karenge na baki. We'll do the bulwark. You do your 1 cent. But you know how many, what is 1 billion cents coming into my account? Imagine, I'll be a millionaire overnight. That is the power of 1 billion people. We are 1 billion people. 1 cent by 1 billion is a revolution. And that is what we intend to create. And we are not here to collect jizya from anybody. We just want to, let live and let prevail. And we want Sanatan to be the guiding force and beacon for the whole world. And we want Indian civilization to get its place of honor and dignity, what it deserves in the international arena and spectrum of things.
Thank you so much, Sumit ji, and thank you, Raghuram, for your generous donation. Viewers, with that, we close today's program. We'll be back next Thursday, but we have a more important news to share with you. We are starting Hindi, we are reviving, I should say, PGurus Hindi channel, and our first broadcast or live hangout will be on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Sumit ji and I will be doing that. We have a lot of new things that we are working on. It will be all in Hindi. Do support us. We need to grow like mad there also. But the content will be just as professional as it is now. And we'll be giving you various viewpoints that you perhaps will not get anywhere else. Thank you once again. And this is the link for subscribing to our PGurus Hindi channel, youtube.com/@PGurus Hindi. Thanks once again, Sumit ji. Namaskar. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Hindi.
Pranam to all and sadhuvat to all. Pranam. Thank you.